Okay, hopefully that actually stays up there, but I kind of doubt that it will.
So check it out. This office is as close to the way that I've wanted it since the time that I've had it. It's extremely clean. There's no extraneous junk everywhere. There's no extra stuff here, extra stuff there. My PC setup is exactly the way I want it. It hasn't really changed, but look, it's clean. Everything else is clean. My music making setup is finally good, and it's actually gonna be changing a little bit later today, provided that the solution that I came up with actually works. We'll see. I got studio monitors finally, so I don't have to wear headphones every time I work on music. This is always set up so I can just sit down and actually start working instead of making sure everything's plugged up. It's just boom, we're ready to go. What's that? With that being said, it's time to get to work because it's been nothing but holiday stuff since I've gotten home, and I have mountains and mountains and mountains of video editing to do. So, let's get to work. Okay, lots of good work coming along. These videos are going to be fantastic. Ow! I really want to just release them as I get them finished, but for maximum impact, I'm gonna make it so that they're all done and I can release them week after week after week. They're turning out much better than I had imagined they would. Not that I thought they'd be bad, but like they're really gonna be fun. Anyway, every time I get some work done, I gotta eat. This human body is so limiting. All right, back to work, here we go. Okay, so right here is a Mac Mini. Now, it is a used Mac Mini from 2012. This might be cutting it a little bit too old, but all I need it for is Logic. And I need it to just be a computer that's always set up and ready to go for when I want to write music. And my laptop is okay for that, but it's just not the same as having a nice monitor, a nice keyboard, a nice mouse, and a computer that's just good to go. Now, the monitor hasn't arrived yet, but it's gonna be just like this one, 144 hertz, 1440p. But I'm still not 100% sure it's going to work because this is from 2012. Will a 2012 monitor be able to do 144 hertz and run Logic? We're gonna find out. Okay, wow, that's in really nice condition. Okay, let's try this out. We'll use this monitor because it's gonna be the same one that's arriving. Ow! Oh! If it doesn't work, then I guess we'll see what I'll do, but sometimes throwing money at a problem solves all the problems. Okay, well, step one, it powers on. No signal yet. Oh, there it goes, there's a signal. Let me give this a try and then I'll report back. Okay, in a kind of weird twist of not paying attention. One, it's a 1 terabyte solid state hybrid drive. It's not a SSD. Fortunately, I have an SSD I can put in it. But the other problem is a 2012 Mac Mini can't even do 144 hertz. So the monitor I ordered is useless unless I get a different Mac Mini. Now I got decisions to make. Can I live with 60 hertz anymore? That sounds like an insane thing to say, but can I live with 60 hertz? I'm gonna go for a run, and then I will decide. Okay, good run, good run, good run. I had a beautiful sleep last night. Haven't figured out what to do about this yet. I'm leaning towards just spending the money and getting the latest model Mac Mini, but it just seems like, man, should I really spend that much money? Because it would improve the experience vastly, but vastly enough to be worth spending that money? I don't know. See, when I can, I'd much prefer to not use a kludge. I've used kludges like my whole life, and they always, like, you can get the job done, but it's so just like cumbersome. And when I have the money to work around a kludge, it's really hard for me to justify continuing to use a kludge when there's a very elegant solution available. Elegant solutions when it comes to Apple, very expensive. Don't get me wrong, I love Apple stuff. Actually, I've never talked about why I use iPhones and PCs and not iPhones and Apple desktops. And they're actually the same reason. The reason I use iPhones is because they are buttery smooth. The response time of clicking something and doing something is just so immediate, so fast, and so like solid. It is the exact same reason why I use PCs with high refresh rate monitors. Even without high refresh rate monitors, there's no lag with the mouse. When you click something, it happens instantaneously. Now with Macs, I'm not even talking about computer speed, because that's a whole separate issue. A fast computer is a fast computer, but I'm talking about things like just moving the mouse around, clicking something. The responsiveness is just not as good on a Mac. Like even just their animations, like what is this animation? I know you can turn that off, but it just looks terrible without it, and it's still not responsive even when you don't do it. In fact, let's turn it off. Like, it's just like, no, it just doesn't feel as good. I use a Mac because Logic Pro is only on the Mac, and I'm sure I could use other music programs, but Logic is a fantastic program. I know how to use it. I'm getting better and better at it because I started reading the manual. What if I just use a Mac? What if I got an iMac Pro and I use that for everything? Because I could theoretically do that, except for games. The thing is that with this keyboard here, I really need the setups to be separate, otherwise I'm gonna be moving this keyboard all the time. The goal has always been to make everything as turnkey as possible. And I've had my PC set up very turnkey for a while now, but it occurred to me recently that I spend far more time writing music. Well, that's not exactly true, but I spend a ton of time writing music. So I need this situation to be much more turnkey than it is, so. Well, color me surprised, but I'm actually gonna make the rational choice after all. Get a 1 terabyte SSD and then just live with the setup that I got, because it's going to be definitely good enough. It's not gonna be perfectly ideal, but it's not gonna be a kludge either. Mac's gonna be sitting there, the hard drive's gonna be fine, it won't be at the resolution I want, not be at the refresh rate I want. But you know what? It is not worth an extra $1,000. $1,000, man, that's like 2 months of living. I'm gonna trade 2 months of living for a slightly better computer experience? Come on, son! We can do better than that. People who don't have enough to eat, man. We're in here talking about higher refresh rates. Come on, son, come on. Okay, I actually did the most rational thing, which was I got nothing. I was at Best Buy and I was so indecisive. I was like, wait a minute, maybe I should get a 2 terabyte and then replace my 1 terabyte in my thing and then put the 1 terabyte over there. And I was like, dude, if you're this indecisive, you should do nothing. Just do nothing right now and wait until you actually have a rational brain, because your brain is clearly not rational right now. Just let it go. So anyways, I am gonna put the 512 SSD that I have in there. I don't even know why I'm still talking about this. It's just something to talk about. Oh man, I tried to put it off for as long as I could. I really tried. But I gotta drive 4 hours to my cousin's house. I never see these cousins, so I really wanna go see them. But I'm so sick of driving and traveling. 4 hours? I'm not gonna get there till 10. And probably later because I gotta stop to eat. Oh! Probably should've just left earlier in the day, but man. Okay, the drive is going reasonably well. Less than 2 hours left. I had to stop to get gas, and the only thing they had there was Subway, so I ate Subway. Subway is garbage, man. That's my least favorite fast food. Not many people on the road, very easy drive. All things considered, it's not as bad as it could have been, so I guess I'll be thankful for that. Okay, I've arrived. I couldn't see anything because my headlights were completely fogged over. I gotta get that fixed. It's like covered with salt and bugs and dirt. Anyways, I'm gonna go in the hotel. I'm sharing a room with my brother and his family. I'll check in a little later. Okay, well, it turns out I got my own room. My brother texted me and was like, yo, it's a disaster going on in there. And they couldn't get a cot. I totally forgot my sleeping mat and my sleeping bag. So I was just like, well, how much does a room cost? And they were like, $100 plus tax. And I was like, I could totally afford that. I totally don't want to pay that. But it's gonna be worth a good night of sleep. So anyway, you know what I have to do though? I have to take an unnecessary shower, because you gotta take a shower in the hotel room. I mean, I can't not do it. I went for the 1 king size bed here. And then here's the shower right there. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna get to that and then, you know. You know, on second thought though, I should probably not waste the resources and the water. Like you got electricity to heat up the water. Wasting the water.
But I mean, I could be taking a shower at home and paying for it, but this, somebody else is paying for it, and it's only slightly detrimental to the planet compared to what like big companies do. I mean, come on, man, just one individual in one shower is cool.
Man, you know, new Casey Neistat video, I would really like to find a way to make my vlog daily again, just because it's so much fun to have a video to look forward to every day. Making a video myself won't give myself that, but it could give a lot of other people that. There's gotta be a way, man. Maybe just sucking it up. Sucking it up ain't being no bitch. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. These videos